guys, I'm Brie from Broke Edge and I'm back serving you more tea on What's the Tea with Brie. Now, I'm saddened to say that James Gandolfini has passed away earlier this week in Italy. It's believed that he died due to a heart attack. For those of you who don't know who James Gandolfini is, he's known for playing the biggest badass on television, Tony Soprano on the show The Sopranos. I just want to say that my heart goes out to his family and that he was an amazing actor and he will be greatly, greatly missed in the acting community. But on a lighter note, boy, was it one big shit show this week. Serena Williams got a lot of heat for her very, very disappointing Rolling Stones interview. She stated in the interview, and I quote, "The Steubenville rape victim shouldn't have put herself in that position." For those of you who don't know about this case, a young girl got heavily intoxicated to the point where she was passed out and unconscious, and a couple of assholes decided to violate her while she was unconscious and also videotaped the horrific and traumatic events. Number one, Serena, as a woman, and just as women in general, we all need to support one another when it comes to things like this and issues like these, because it does happen. It shouldn't be ignored. It needs to be advocated for. And I think it's horrible as a woman for anybody to judge another woman based off of something so traumatic and tragic. Now, I guess Serena realized that she stuck her ass in her face, because on her website she stated, and I quote, "I am currently reaching out to the girl's family to let her know that I am deeply sorry for what was written in the Rolling Stones article. What was written, what I supposedly said, is insensitive and hurtful, and I by no means would say or insinuate that she was at all to blame." Now, honestly, in my opinion, I don't think that Rolling Stones turned this whole interview around on you. I think you just kind of put your ass in your face, Serena. Like, I honestly do, and I think that you just realized that what you said was pretty, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, up. But it is what it is. You said what you said. It's already out there in print. So all you can do is learn from your mistakes. But I will say, for just women out there in general, you have to be careful. Just be careful, ladies, because anything can happen at any time. But my heart definitely goes out to the victim as well. In other news, free at last. Thank God Almighty, Chad Johnson's booty is free at last. On Monday this week, Chad Johnson got released from prison due to the judge that put him in prison. Now, if you guys didn't watch my show last week, which you should have, I told you that Chad Johnson got 30 days in jail for slapping his attorney on the ass, which the judge apparently didn't feel was appropriate. I don't think it was either, but I don't think it was okay for her to give him 30 days for exercising his right to the First Amendment. But regardless, Chad Johnson's out of jail, and apparently it enlightened him. Like I said, maybe it would enlighten him, and I guess it did, because he said, and I quote, "I had a lot of time to reflect, a lot of time to think about where I've been, where I'm going now, where I am now, and where I am going." So it looks to me like you're on the right path, but actions speak louder than words, Chad, and I guess we'll see what is in store for you in the future. But congratulations on getting your ass out of jail, and hopefully you've learned from this experience that slapping your lawyer in a court of law is just not appropriate, and you might rub a judge the wrong way. In other jailbird news, one of my favorite designers, Dolce & Gabbana, will be serving a year and 8 months in jail for tax evasion. Now, Dolce & Gabbana, for the two of you, I'm going to give you the same advice that I gave Chad. Don't bend down for that soap unless you want your booty snatched. I swear to you, it could happen. And you know what? Maybe jail time would be good for you guys. I mean, this could be a whole new beginning for prison fashion wear. I mean, that orange is hideous. It's absolutely ugly. But you guys are over in Europe, so I think you guys get those ugly gray ones. At least we get a pop of color for like springtime over here in America. But yeah, maybe jail will get these creative juices flowing. Maybe you guys can redesign some of the prison wear, because those shoes are ugly. But anyway, Lil Wayne also got a lot of heat this week for filming his music video. In his music video, you can see that he's stepping on the American flag. I don't think it was on purpose. I believe it was on accident. I think people are taking this way overboard, just like they always do. Like, really, this is some kindergarten BS, really.
He looked down at it. Look, he looked down at the flag. He's stepping on it on purpose.
I don't think Lil Wayne was stepping on the flag on purpose. And he says on his Twitter page, this is what he said on Twitter: "I didn't step on the flag on purpose. It's a scene in the video where the flag drops behind me, and after it drops, it's just there as I perform." Now, honestly, I think this story is a bunch of BS. I don't understand why people are going ham over the fact that he accidentally, clearly you guys didn't see the entire video. You just saw that little snippet of him, because I did see him looking down at the flag while he was stepping on it, but I don't think it really processed in his mind. And if you really think about it, do you really think he stepped on the flag on purpose? I mean, the song for the video is called God Bless America, and America is spelled with a K. So I don't think that really registered while it was happening. And I highly, highly doubt, because Lil Wayne, as strange as he is, he's not stupid. I highly doubt that when the music video releases, they're gonna show footage of him stepping on the flag on purpose. Like, really? Come on now. Let's get real. But in other music news, Rihanna got snatched by a fan this week while performing in Europe. Now, so if you see the footage, Rihanna was singing, blah, blah, blah. And as she was walking by, I guess one of the fans grabbed her by the arm, and she was trying to get away, but she couldn't. And she ended up hitting the fan with the microphone. Now, I don't think it was right of her to hit somebody with a microphone, because that could come back and bite you right in the ass, Rihanna. I'm telling you this because I absolutely love you. But it wasn't right of the fan to do that either. So fans, why are you getting crazy? Because as it was a few weeks ago, a fan slapped Beyonce on the butt. Come on now, there's a certain code of conduct that you need to abide by when it comes to going to a concert. But in other news, we have our douchebag of the week. And it goes to none other than, can I get a drum roll, please? Paula Deen, y'all. Now, Miss Paula Deen had to give a deposition this week because apparently one of her former employees is suing her because she felt that she was was experiencing sexual harassment along with racism down at the restaurant that Paula Deen owns. Now, in the deposition, the lawyer is conversing with Miss Deen and asking her questions, trying to get a feel for whether or not she's racist. This is what it says in the deposition. The lawyer asked her, have you ever used the N-word yourself? And Paula says, yes, of course. This is my first problem.
That's racist!
This is just what I've read on TMZ, what I've read. Yes, of course, like, you didn't even try to cover it up. That's just racist, right? Yeah, of course. Of course I've used the N-word before. Like, it's like something you say every day, like, hey, what's up? What's going on? Like, that gives you a first indication that this bitch is racist. But it continues on. It says the lawyer says, okay, in what context? And Paulus replies, well, it's probably when a black man bursts into a bank that I was working with and put a gun to my head. Now, the backstory, this is a side note, the backstory is that back in the 80s, before Paula Deen was even relevant, she worked at a bank and some black guy burst into the bank and tried to get money and ended up holding Paula Deen up at gunpoint. And the deposition continues. The lawyer says, okay, and what did you say? Paula replies, well, I don't remember, but the gun was dancing all around my temple. I didn't feel favorable towards him. And then the lawyer continues to ask, okay, well, did you use the N-word to him as he pointed a gun in your head at your face? First of all, what type of question is that? What type of question? Because I'm so sure Paula is going to reply and say, of course I called him the N-word, y'all. He had a big old gun in my face. Why the hell would she even call somebody who's holding her up at gunpoint, who happens to be black, the N-word? Her ass would have been shot like that. But my problem is not only with Paula for thinking that she's not racist for using the N-word, my problem is also with TMZ. Now, they had this whole conversation and debate about whether or not she's racist and how other people of different races should even say the N-word and when it's appropriate and when it's not appropriate, and the difference between N-I-G-G-E-R and N-I-G-G-A. Honestly, if you ask me, I think TMZ they got some stupid ass people working there, because that black lady that gave her little 2 cents in, got her little camera time, is ignorant, along with the rest of the black people that say N-I-G-G-A. I don't like the word. I don't condone it. If you don't want to be called the N-word by a white person or somebody else of another race for that matter, why are you saying it to each other? I'm sorry, y'all. Let me take a sip of tea. I need some tea. I'm about to have a Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton moment right here, and I'm about to break it down for y'all. Now, I feel that it is ignorant, my fellow black people, for you to say the N-word to one another, but then get angry when somebody of another race calls you the N-word, the E-R. I'm not talking about A. I'm not talking about A. You guys need to, this word needs to just die. There has to be some other phrase, word, acronym that you can refer to each other, because you just sound ignorant. Now, I'm not saying that it's okay for somebody to call you the N-word, but I'm not saying that it's okay for you to say it to one another, because you sound ignorant. And people say, oh, well, he said it. Well, he's saying it to his friends, so why can't I? It's just a word that doesn't die. Now, do I think Paula Deen is racist? Absolutely, but it is not her fault for having an ignorant mentality. Paula Deen is from the dirty South. She is from the South, and she's from the old school South. So that's all she knows. That is all she knows. Do I think she's racist? Absolutely. Absolutely. But I do not condone the fact that on TMZ that this woman has the audacity to say, well, yeah, it's okay for black people to say it to one another, because it's not. Because black people just sound ignorant when they say it to one another. Ooh. But I've said my piece. You've just watched What's the Tea with Brie, and I will see you all next week. Bye-bye.